And we are back with another end of day pulse wave report with yours truly, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous Pulse Wave price trigger reports. All right, so we'll make this real quick. This here is your daily chart of gold futures. As you can see here, the bears are still in control, keeping this market at bay, obeying the bar from September the 7th, and we're just trading inside of that range with the bias being to the downside. Not much has changed on that one. The next chart is silver. You can see here we had a rally alert buy signal that we got yesterday, and today we have not received any upside production as of yet. Markets coming off of a bearish negative bias, a sell bias in the market, and is flipping to a buy, a bullish bias in the market. But the contention is the bottom of the Kumo cloud to the overhead trend line resistance. That is your resistance zone where the market finds itself. So it's going to need a lot of momentum to get it pushed up back and up into the Kumo cloud and then possibly north of the overhead trend line resistance. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to take any requests today because my server is currently offline. I don't know if they're doing maintenance or whatever, but I'm offline, so I won't be able to pull up anything, unfortunately. All right, next up is the US dollar. Here's where we are with the US dollar. We see here we're still under a negative sell bias. As you can see here, the bears are still clearly in control, and this one looks like it's getting ready to roll over and fall off of the cliff, meaning we have the potential downside coming in the US dollar unless some type of propping up mechanism comes into play where the Fed props up the dollar and keeps it strong. Other than that, it's in jeopardy of dropping back down to the 90s, maybe even down the 89 handle. Definitely something to keep watch there. Take a look at the bonds. Here is the daily of the TLT ticker. We have a crash alert sell signal created today. So we're expecting some follow through downside tomorrow. We also have this gap right here from the day before that was created. So at least we're going to fill the gap. But I think we're coming down to the trend line support, which will put prices back into the Kumo cloud. So that's around the 148 handle. I think is where we're headed in the short term, between 148 and 147.5. All right, next up we got Nat Gas. Nat Gas has been on a tear. A lot of things going on there with the supply demand issue, and you can see here we're hitting new highs pretty much every day. I don't recall Nat Gas being this high ever. Not at the $5 handle. Let me see. I just don't remember it. Yeah, you would have to go back to 2018 where you hit $4.92. And then prior to that, yeah, I can't find it. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see how far back this is. Okay, in 2008, Nat Gas hit $13.69. So you can see it's been over a decade since Nat Gas prices have been this high. So definitely something to take note of moving forward, because we're in the fall going into the winter season. Summer is still holding on in certain places. I know we've been in the 90s here in the East Coast. So something to definitely take note of. This thing is getting pretty powerful. As you can see, the rally alert buy signal back on August the 19th has done nothing but give upside production, crazy upside production. All right, next up, let's take a look at crude oil. All right, this is your daily on the crude. You can see here the market ran up rather nicely today, trying to test that $73 handle. The bulls have this thing under control right now. We did move sideways for about 2 weeks or so. Now the market's breaking out. It's broken out above the Kumo cloud, but we still are not out of the woods yet. Trend line support needs to come out of that Kumo cloud. So that may take some time. Could have some sideways movement until then, but right now the bulls have everything under control. Everything under control. Next up, we got, let's take a look at the Russell real quick. Let's look at the Russell My Hustle. All right, this is the daily of the Russell My Hustle. When you pull it up like this, you can see it's just been moving sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down, but moving sideways. The price action really has not changed overall, going all the way back to April of this year. We've had these wild swings up and down, but then the market comes right back into equilibrium, and it has not changed. The Russell's been averaging, I want to say, 2,200 since way back here in April. Okay, nothing has really happened, nothing at all. So it's something to think about. But we did create a rally alert buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We're coming off of this this correction here. So I think that the overhead trendline resistance, once the market can get above that, I think that it has the potential to move up probably to around back to the 2260, 2270 handle, maybe perhaps before the bears come back in and beat it back down, because it's still in a corrective phase. It would need to do a lot of rallying in order to put it into this. You have to get back up above 2300. All right, so that would have to be a monster rally from this point. I don't know if they're going to massage the job numbers enough to make that happen tomorrow. We'll see. All right, here is your daily on the Nasdaq 100, and you can see the bears are still got this one under control. It's still under a corrective position right now, but trying to break out of it. Trendline support back down toward the 15,100, 15,200 area is where I think this market is going to correct back down to the trend line support if the bulls can't wrestle back control of this market. Let's see here. Let's end up with Bitcoin real quick. As you know, Bitcoin's been obeying a lot of the established trend ranges. And right now we're operating under September the 7th bar, and the market has been obeying that, as you can see. We did put in sort of a support on a test of the bottom, and we produced a rally alert buy signal, of which we've gotten that upside production today. I think the market has a little bit more room to run. It could test that 50,000-ish level. Remember, you have a major resistance buffer between 50,000 and 55,000. Major resistance buffer. So the market's going to try to overcome this correction phase that it's in to get back above, back into that resistance zone. But we have a really high degree of probability that the bears will re-enter the market between 50 and 51,000 and start shorting again. So unless you can get some explosive momentum, like how you have this down bar here, you need the same bar but on the upside. You need a rally bar like this to change the overall complexion of the market and get you out of the bearish zone. All right, because barring anything but this, you're getting close to falling off the edge. Then that puts you below the trend line support, and then you have a high degree of probability of dropping back down below 40,000. So this is a real big situation that we need to take a look at. All right, let's see. We'll finish. Let's see. Here's ADA on the daily. and we just got a flip flop. We had that crash alert sell signal. We didn't get any downside production. Now the market is flip flop to a rally alert buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. It's going to try to get back up between the 2.7, 2.8 range, possibly. But I think the bears are going to come in and smack it back down once it gets into testing the higher end of this trading range established on September the 7th. Last time it got up there toward the upper end of the range, you see it got smashed right back down again by the bears. So I think that's going to be a wash, rinse, repeat. Also cannot ignore this bearish pointer. So at some point, when the market's exhausted, the sideways pattern is going to have to come down here and test the lower ends of this pointer, and at least test and or take it out. All right, last but not least, here is Theta. We'll end with Theta tonight. Here is your daily on Theta. All right, so once again, you have a trading range established on September the 7th. All right, and that's where the price action has been moving and operating in. We came into today with a rally alert buy signal. We got upside production, and the market pretty much stopped short right at the trend line resistance in the top of the Kumo cloud. Believe it or not, it has room to run. This is the lower end of this trading range that's been established. So to test the higher end of the range without breaking the pattern, the corrective pattern, you can get back up to around 8.5. So I'll say probably you can run up until about 8.5 before it exhausts itself and then starts to level back out again. All right, so that's what's up. What's up to everybody in the live chat? Smash that like button, do what you got to do. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And also, we got the jobless claims number coming out, I think, tomorrow and or Friday. So just be aware of that. And that could be a momentum change, a momentum shift. There is been underway a very slight, a very small algo shift in the markets. All right, not anything major. So the system has allocated that and taken that into account. So you will probably notice a little bit of shifts in tonight's report when you go to your dashboard. So I stress highly, I can highly stress for you to follow the directions on the dashboard, trade accordingly. All right. Don't get greedy and don't be scared. Scared money don't make money, and greed kills. All right. So follow the system. All right. Pop your way through your open positions and make as much money as you can while you still can. All right. And you're going to need it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not a subscriber to the PulseWave report, you're going to need to be doing it real quick. You want to do it real quick so you can start making this money, because you're going to need it, because food prices and food shortages are predicted to really start kicking into full swing as early as next month on a nationwide scale. It's already happening and showing up in pockets around the country, Walmarts, Aldi's, Giant Food, Sam's, you know, those type of places. So you're going to need that extra income just to afford to buy the things you need to buy. So you can stock up on them, all right? Stock up on what you can before the food rationing comes. Okay, so you're going to need that information. Yes, the PulseWave reports can be downloaded, absolutely, right from the dashboard. All right, so I'm out, and I will holler at y'all tomorrow, man. You know what it is. Peace.